Good evening, and welcome to another edition of Late Night Dental Marketing Talk. I'm your host, Paul Speziale, or Paul on Dental Town. Tonight's another special night. Why? Because I'm going to be answering one of the questions that I should be asked all the time. And this is interesting. This is an interesting question that I should be asked, but not getting. But now, usually I get asked, how can I train my staff to be better? Now what's interesting is I read an article by Dr. Fran in Dental Town magazine, and he was talking about how he hated to have to motivate someone. If they're not motivated, one of the staff motivated, then they should get out. And he shouldn't have to constantly come in and talk about, always trying techniques or motivating them, this and that and the other thing. And I could sense the frustration in it, that you want to get these kinds of results out of your staff, but if they're not superstar staff to begin with, then what are you going to do? Are you going to try to turn a lump of clay into a diamond just with some motivational techniques? No. It could take years. They're stubborn. Maybe you have an office manager, or maybe you have some staff that have been there for 10, 15 years. They're used to doing things a certain way, and you don't want to get rid of them. Okay, maybe some other consultant would come along and say, you should axe everyone that's not aligned to your vision. And that's what maybe Lee Iacocca would say when he came in and fixed Chrysler a long time ago. He axed all of his top command and took Chrysler and, took them to new heights. This was before the recession, of course, way before, and completely reinvented the company. I'm not saying to do that. What I'm saying is, how can we still get the results even though you don't have a staff that is superstar, even though that your staff doesn't perform to the highest abilities? You have some staff that are kind of lazy. Maybe you have some staff that don't go the extra mile. So how can we get those same results without that staff? Now, I came across this. I figured out a solution to this a long time ago, because when I first started working in dental offices, I tried to make it easy for them, but I still required a lot of their help. So I got the staff to, so say for tracking, I got the staff, I had a little sheet that I would put on the front desk, and I got them to tick off where the results were coming from, marketing wise. And it was going well at first, but then I noticed that there was missing some, and some here, some there, and it started to go away after a while. So I asked them, and they said, it's very busy up here, and sometimes we forget. Okay, well, I could keep reminding them. You could have all sorts of problems. In the end result, you're never going to have a good system. So what I did was, just for the tracking part of it, I took that away and then turned it into a special phone number, which allows me to see which marketing piece is working, allows me to hear the conversation, they're talking to the staff, and allows me to track the time and date and everything. It's much better. And it's completely automated too, so we don't need to rely on the staff anymore. And then that's when it started, that's when it clicked in with me that I should design everything this way. So what I can do is train the staff minimally, get them up to speed, what's going on with marketing, how to handle certain calls and that kind of thing, get more results out of the calls. But at the same time, the marketing's working hard, and then the staff can sort of more or less remain a little bit better, but more or less the same. Like, I'm not relying on them to be flawless in order for us to capture all of our marketing dollars. So how do we do that? So I use a couple of strategies. First, automation. Now, I talked a little bit about automation before, and so say something like the internet, where you can automate email contacts, you can automate web contacts, you can automate pretty much everything on the internet, and so it's running in the background all the time. The other automation that we can have is, I built a piece of software that allows the staff to just push a button or two and generates letters. And the generated letters, they can be sent out to patients, and then if they're constantly doing that, it forms a part of a system. Any staff can push a button. McDonald's has proven that with 16-year-old kids. The other one is clone yourself. So we want to distribute you. every time that someone comes in and you give them a little spiel about their health, and you know, you talk to them about what's going to happen to them in the future and that kind of thing. Well, how can we clone that message so that not only is it being delivered to people that are interested, but it cuts down the amount of time that you have, and also builds you as a local celebrity authority. So we want you to be delivering your message, your health message, to as many people as possible. And so therefore